This is what happened to Hong Kong and to me in the latter half of 2019.
Right now I'm at the Queensway. Police fired back, shot several rounds of tear gas.
Many of those who took to the streets were very young.
How old are you?
18 years old.
I had my doubts about whether that young boy was really 18.
Aren't you just scared? Just see what happened.
Scared.
And I tried very hard to understand what these young protesters were looking for by destroying their home.
We're just asking for a choice, at least.
I met Robin, that's what he told me to call him, during a rally at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. He works in the tourism industry, which was hugely impacted by the unrest.
But aren't you scared that they're actually fighting for something else?
Actually, I do afraid of that. It's too easy to everyone just put on a black suit, put on a black mask, and then to do whatever they like.
A few months later, I spoke to him again. He joined another big protest turning the Chinese University of Hong Kong into what the police called a rioters' bomb factory.
Something it's inside the mind of protesters. Something it's higher than the basic law. Well, because maybe I'm not from the police force. If I am, maybe I will think differently, right? Like maybe I will have a totally different standpoint.
While I could relate to his hopes for a better life, his actions didn't make much sense to me. Above the law, who is preaching this ideology, stirring up young minds to destroy the society, in return for what? Let's hear this young gentleman's concerns.
My opinion is right now what we are saying. Actually, we have to ask ourselves: do we have the evidence to support?
Cyrus was 22 years old. I met him during one of the larger protests that turned violent as he came to watch from the sidelines. Hong Kong maintained its autonomy because one country, two systems, and the policy allowed Hong Kong to continue thriving as an international financial hub. The idea behind it is there's one country first, it's part of China, and then there's two systems. And that allowed the city to develop on its own, at its own pace. Even Robin agreed.
Nationality is flowing in our blood. It's something that we cannot change. We're only saying one country, two systems. Now that we just want our system to be better.
The 24-year-old Robin may have admitted this, but the anti-government politicians I spoke with who said they need to destroy Hong Kong first and then let it be reborn. In order to bring peace and order back and further prosperity to Hong Kong, shouldn't people have the right to elect officials who are patriotic enough to take up leadership roles? With so much interference coming from the outside, not aimed at making Hong Kong better, but China weaker, how someone is not proud of being a Chinese offered the best opportunities for Hong Kong's people. I am Xu Xinchen with the CCT, and I witnessed the 2019 Hong Kong unrest from the beginning.